Hold on. Hey guys, want to make sure you all can hear me okay. Let me know if you can. Hello, hello. Okay. Now let me see if this will work. All right, so I feel like y'all can hear me, but let me make sure. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh shoot. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. I don't know how to do this. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Let me know if y'all can see me and hear me okay. We're gonna try this out. I've never done this before, so let's see. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. If you can, drop a yes in the comments. And I believe we are live. Yes, we are. Okay, let me see. Oh my God. All right, so hopefully y'all can see me. Oh, all right, so I'm going to be talking about 7 shifts to make 7 figures, and hopefully you guys can see me. I'm not sure because I don't typically do this, but we're going to try this out. So I got to do this walk, and also I have to get my workout in, and I want to do this live video. So if you can see me, let me know. Let me know. Why isn't my treadmill working? All right, so we're gonna get started. So basically, I want to talk about 7 shifts to make 7 figures. And if you all can see me, drop a yes in the chat. I want to see if you all can. I would hate to do this whole live and you cannot see or hear. But we'll get into it. So my name is Ashley Kirkwood. I run a company called Speak Your Way to Cash. We help experts to land large contracts. I am straight from my workout, and I was like, let me see if I can go live on YouTube while I am doing my walk this morning. And one of the things that I have found is that there were a couple things that I did in order to grow to 7 figures in my business. And I want to share those things with you guys because I think it can be helpful. And when I think about what I had to do in order to grow my business to 7 figures, there were a couple of different things. And I'm going to go through 7 of those things with you this morning. So if you're ready, comment ready in the chat. If you're ready, comment ready in the chat. And we'll get into it. So the first thing that I had to do was I had to decide. I had to decide. Oh, you can kind of hear. All right. So the first thing that I had to do was I had to decide. So when I say decide, you guys, here's what I mean. I had to decide that I actually wanted to make 7 figures in my business. I think that a lot of times when we're trying to grow a company and we're trying to grow a business, let me know what your initial revenue goal is when you started your business. Mine was very simple. I just wanted to replace my salary. I You know, I pay for all this equipment anyway. I just had to replace my salary. And so in replacing my salary, that was like $300,000. I think that was my first revenue goal was just to replace the salary that I had. So that was my first revenue goal. Because that was my first revenue goal, the business was built to actually reach that revenue goal. It was not built to reach 7 figures. So when I decided that I was going to make 7 figures, it literally was a decision, which meant I had to change the way that I worked, change the way that I structured the company, and also change who I was going to work with in order to reach that goal. So had I not done those things, it would not have worked. It would not have worked, okay? So that's number one, is I had to make a different decision. After making that decision, the second thing that I needed to do was I needed to change my surroundings. And when I say change my surroundings, the big thing that I had to do, you guys, is I had to make sure I went somewhere Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I may end up coming back. Can y'all hear me? Good morning. All right, let me know if y'all can hear me and see me okay. Because I feel like we're close, but I'm not quite there on the audio. But anyways, I had to, so number one was decide to make that shift to 7 figures. That's easy. I don't want to, it's easy to say it. It's not necessarily easy to decide it. Let me explain the difference. So you can say like, oh, I have a revenue goal of making 7 figures. You could say that. But if all of your actions are still saying that you're building a business for 6 or you're building a business for 5, or you're still being cheap. I know some cheap people. I don't know if y'all know cheap people, but I know cheap people, and it's not about frugality, which is different. Cheap is, I won't buy what I need because I'm scared of losing what I have. So when I use the word cheap, that's what I mean. Like, I won't buy what I need because I'm scared of losing what I have. And that is so detrimental to a business because think about it, you're not willing to invest. Now, we sometimes have the opposite issue of I will buy what I need, but then won't get what I bought, okay? So like I know a lot of people talk about the coaching and consulting space. I'm like, oh, I hired a coach and I didn't learn anything. It's like, well, you need to look at how you learn because I've never hired a coach and not learned something. Typically, I'm hiring people to do done for you services and they do not do them. So when I really lost money, the biggest way that I have been taken advantage of in business is by hiring people who say they know how to do something and they do not know how to do it. That is the biggest like financial dark hole that our money has gone down to. Even down to like my audio equipment, y'all. I cannot tell you how many times I've like brought people in to fix our audio equipment and they always like, oh, I know exactly what to do. And it's like, of course you do. But I have to keep hiring you to do it. Like it never works on its own. It's just so annoying. But anyways, I digress. So 1, you have to decide to make 7 figures. 2, you have to then align all of your actions, all of your behaviors, all of your words with that goal. That's how you know it's a real goal. If you decide, hey, I want to go from 1 million to 10 million, but all of your activity is the same, all of your actions are the same, everything that you do is the exact same, you aren't going to get there. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay? So there's that. So number 1, you're gonna have to decide. Number 2, you're gonna have to change your surroundings. When I say your surroundings, here's what I mean. You right now have friends, team members, probably communities that you're in that are comfortable with who you've told them you are. Once you decide to be someone different, they get to decide whether or not they're comfortable with that. And so I had to change my surroundings. And it wasn't that I had to get rid of all of my friends or get rid of everyone on my team, but there were some people we needed to add to the team, and there were some people we needed to shift off of the team. Now, I'm gonna tell on myself. When we first started our company, we really grew to multiple 6 figures with just me and a VA. And what was so cool about that was it wasn't stressful. Like it just wasn't. I didn't have to have a lot of meetings. I didn't have to, constantly check dozens of people's work. I didn't have to do any of that. Like she kind of knew what I expected. We had a good rhythm for one another and it worked out really well. And I don't know how many of you remember when your company, well, first off, if you have a team, comment team. If you have no team at all, comment not yet. Comment not yet. So when you have a small team and you have a rhythm and you have a lifestyle business, that's what I call it, when literally I could work 1 to 2 days a week, make multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, really healthy profit margins, it was pretty good. And I was replacing my salary. I didn't take a $300,000 salary, but our company was making $300,000 or more. And the first business that I started, I don't know if you all know this, is actually my law firm, Mobile General Counsel. We still have that company. So we take clients on an invite-only basis right now, but we'll probably scale that back up this year too. So I have this law firm that I'm running. We're making multiple 6 figures. It's me, a VA, eventually we add a full-time attorney. That was my first full-time hire, full-time salary hire was another attorney. And what I loved about hiring attorneys is because I work at the top level of law, it was really easy for me to see who's a good lawyer and who's not. The toughest part about hiring these other roles in our company for me has been, I've never been a full-time project manager, or I've never been a full-time videographer, or I've never been a full-time program manager. And so I'm kind of hiring these roles based on what the company needs, not based on my experience in the field. So it's a little bit, you develop a muscle when you have certain experiences that allows you to kind of see what greatness looks like. Like I work with great lawyers, it's easy for me to identify great lawyers, which is how I know a lot of the lawyers in the marketplace right now. Which is why I know, no, I just prayed this morning, I'm like trying to like temper my tongue. But which is why I know that a lot of what people are experiencing as legal services, it's not it. It's just not it. Like most business owners are paying for subpar legal work. And I'm gonna tell you something else. We have now hired huge firms to represent our company. Like we have an employment counsel, an ethics counsel, and our own law firm represents us in all of our IP and business contract disputes. We just won an arbitration for almost 6 figures. Our firm is still really great. I still hire another lawyer to work there, but we hired this really big firm one time to advise us on employment law matters. Now, my background is in representing employees in employment disputes. And some of the stuff they were saying just didn't seem right. Now, they're a big firm, so people's first instinct is, oh, this person has more experience than me. I'm gonna listen to them intrinsically. But I know that for a large law firm, our company would be a really small client. So what typically happens is they put a junior associate on the case to kind of try it out. Baby, between me and ChatGPT, I was like, this is not the right advice. And so I say that because after you decide to change your surroundings and maybe get the team and the help that you need and hire all these very experienced people, I still want every entrepreneur watching this, every CEO watching this to know that no one's gonna care about your business more than you, no matter what you pay. In most instances, let me say, 99% of my experience has been no one will care about your business more than you, no matter what you pay them. People will tell you they've done things and they have not done them. I'm talking about lawyers, doctors, accountants. It does not matter. Like you have to be responsible and accountable to grow your own business and to protect your own business as well. Does that make sense? Like we cannot outsource care and concern for our company's growth. That is an inside job. What our job is as CEOs is to hold a standard, right? So number one, you gotta decide. Number two, you gotta change your surroundings. Maybe you need a new community. You should be coming to Speak Your Ready Cash Live if you want to meet other experts that are really, really serious about growing their business and really serious about taking it to the next level. You need to meet them. You need to meet them at Speak Your Ready Cash Live, which is our live in-person event. So if you have not already gotten your tickets to that event, then I highly recommend you get your tickets because it's gonna be so good. You can use code Olympics until the end of August and get like 30% off tickets, which is incredible. This event is amazing. We've spent over $250,000 to make this event successful. We are so looking forward to all the incredible things you're gonna be able to do as a result of you coming to Speak Your Ready Cash Live. So we definitely want you to come and enjoy yourself. It's gonna be so good, okay? So there's that. So the other thing that I'll say, so we're on number one, decide. Number two, change your surroundings. Number three, raise your standard. Now there's a book I'm gonna recommend to all of you. Now my mom always makes fun of me because whenever I meet someone and they say they wanna do something, I always have a book recommendation for them. But I'm an avid reader. I'm really big on studying what you say you want so that you can actually make an informed decision. So there's a book I'm gonna recommend you read. I just read it and it changed my life. It's called The Science of Scaling. It's so good that I read it while I was on vacation in, we went to Norway and Belgium and England and London. We went to different parts of Norway, different parts of Belgium, different parts of England. So we're on this cruise, we're going on these places, Disney cruise with our daughter. And I won't go into my experience on the cruise. I was not, I have no plans of doing another Disney cruise, I'll say that. However, what was cool was that I got to read a lot. So I read this book by Dr. Benjamin Hardy called The Science of Scaling. And one of the things he talks about is your floor. And your floor is basically the bare minimum that you will accept. And one of the things that he says all the time is that if you can, you need to raise your floor. So he talks about setting impossible goals. And this is a goal that you just don't think it's possible for you to hit. And it's such a big goal that the only way you can hit it would be to operate differently. And your floor is essentially your standard, what you will accept. And many of us have not evaluated our floor. We haven't evaluated our standard. We haven't evaluated if we are accepting things we should not be accepting. And I will just say to you that one of the biggest things that I had to do in order to scale my company was raise my standard, meaning what I would accept from team members. Now, here's the thing. My definition of culture is what you reward and what you punish. So if someone is consistently not paying attention to detail, consistently late to work, consistently not giving it 100%, consistently not allowing you to do the things you need to do because you're checking up after them, and you keep allowing it, then your standard is inconsistent behavior. That's what you are rewarding at your company. How are you rewarding it? Because there are no consequences for them. They're not on a performance improvement plan. They're not being terminated. They're not like there's no pay evaluation. They're still getting their annual raises. Like you're gonna have a new standard. And let me explain. There is a standard across all spectrums that I personally had to raise. So when I'm thinking about all spectrums, there's 5 areas that I'm evaluating. You all can take notes on this, and if this is good, comment good. Hopefully you all can hear me. I can't tell, I'm just gonna do the whole live and then we'll see. Because my husband is not answering me to come and help me out with this. So there's 5 areas. 1, faith. What is your floor as it relates to your faith? What are the things that you need to do in order to have healthy spiritual practices? 2, family. What is your floor as it relates to your family? How much time do you need to spend with them? And what standard do you hold in your relationship? Like how happy do you want to be? How often do you want to talk? How many date nights do you go on? How many solo trips do you have? How much time do you spend with your kids? When are you spending like uninterrupted time with them? What does that time look like? How are you creating memories? Like what is your standard as it relates to your family as you scale? And what does that need to look like and how does it need to change in different seasons of life and business? Then your fitness. What is your bare minimum standard as it relates to your fitness? Like, what you gonna do, okay? Like, what are the things that you're gonna do? What do you eat? What's your standard? What's your floor for what you eat? What won't you eat? And remember, culture, when I think about my floor, I think about what I will tolerate in each of these areas. So we talked about faith, family, fitness, finances. What's your floor? As it relates to your finances, how much do you save? Where do you save it? Where do you put money? How's your retirement planning going? What are you investing in the markets? How many homes do you want to buy? How many properties are you going to buy? What's your net profit margin? Like, what's your goal for your net profit margin? So you have finances as well. 5 is formidability. And this is a big one. Because now everyone is saying that they are an expert because they looked up stuff on Google or YouTube or ChatGPT. No. What is your floor as it relates to your expertise? How much are you going to invest to get better at what you're doing? What books are you going to read? What books are you going to write? What are you going to do to show that you're a thought leader? Where are you going to show up? What events are you going to host? How are you going to, like, what's your bare minimum as it relates to your expertise? And then, what are your impossible goals in each of those areas? What are your goals in each of those areas? Those are basically the pillars of our community. Faith, family, finance, fitness, formidability. So we want to make sure that in each of those areas, we are setting our standard for what's the minimum, and we are also setting our standard for what we're going to do, like what we're going to accept at the highest level. Now, if you don't have your ticket for Speaker Ready Cash Live, you definitely need to get it. Because what if all you learned was like how to start dreaming bigger than you've ever dreamed before? It sounds like fluff, but it's not. In fact, the theme of our event is the Expert Olympics, y'all, because there's so much science to suggest that entrepreneurs, corporate professionals need to train similarly to professional athletes to perform at the highest level. And if you aren't excelling in a particular, it's like 3 groups of 3 areas that they studied this in. spiritual, your actual expertise, obviously, and then fitness. If you're not doing well in all three areas, you can have success, but you may not have sustainable success, okay? And so we have decided to bring out some of the world's top athletes, some of the world's top business people, and we have 20 different experts that are going to teach you for 3 days, train you for 3 days for the Olympics of business. So we're calling the event the Expert Olympics because of this body of work that I really believe in about corporate athleticism. And I was one of the first people in our space that I think really started talking about it. That's why we call our community Cash Leads. We've been harping on this since 2022, but this event, the biggest one yet. Also, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna come next year. There is no Speaker Ready Cash Live next year. In fact, I'm pretty sure, like 90% sure, this will be the last Speaker Ready Cash Live. We have another event property that we're working up, but I'm pretty sure this will be the last Speaker Ready Cash Live. And in-person events, you guys, are extraordinarily expensive. We're working on some virtual event properties that we're gonna scale up next year. So I highly recommend, if you've been like, I want to come to one of our events, they always look so fun. This is our 9th one. And this is just our 9th Speaker Ready Cash event. It's probably our 50th in-person event. We do in-person events multiple times a year at different levels. But this is our big end of the year event. It is going to change your life if you let it. And I would hate for anyone watching this or who watches our content on YouTube or who's seen us do our thing and you've seen how we serve, I would hate for you to miss it and just not be there. I would hate that, okay? So make sure you get your ticket. Use code Olympics until the end of the month, and we'll go from there. So we talked about your standard. You gotta have a decision. You have to, let me go back to my notes. You gotta have a decision, that's number one. You gotta decide to make the money. You gotta change your surroundings. 3, you gotta change your standard, okay? 4, you gotta change your prices. Now let's get technical. You have to change your prices. When I started my company, I was selling one-off trademarks, and to figure out, when I started Mobile General Counsel anyways, my law firm. So when I started that firm, I basically did market research on what every other lawyer was charging, and they were charging like $2,000. So that's how I originally started pricing, because I just did my market research. And I was like, well, these other lawyers who are promoting online are selling $2,000. I wasn't used to flat fee legal. In my old firm, we all charge by the hour, but the client may have paid thousands of dollars an hour, depending on which lawyers are working on their case. So I was like, okay, well, $2,000 flat fee, that makes sense, until I did the math. A trademark on average may take 12 months. So if I am doing a trademark at $2,000, let's just do the math, and it takes 12 months, they're paying like $167 a month for a lawyer, not just any lawyer. I, at this time, worked on cases, like some of the largest cases in the world. I was at Kirkland & Ellis. I have a law degree from Northwestern, top 10 law school in the country. I graduated cum laude. I work at the same firm that Michelle and Barack Obama met at. And then my other firm, Kirkland & Ellis, you know that movie, Deepwater Horizon? I can't say if it's true or not, the things that are depicted in that movie, but the BP oil spill, y'all heard of that? Our firm represented BP. That's publicly available information. It's just a really good firm. One of the 7 richest firms in the world at the time that I worked there. Think about that. Think about how much money they were worth. So I worked there, but I was charging like other people who never even worked in big law. And to be clear, only 14% of all lawyers ever get a chance to work in big law, ever in their life. It's just really hard to get those kind of jobs. On top of that, I'm the only sister in the Chicago office of litigation when I was there. And I think the firm didn't make their first Black woman equity partner until like 2016, like somewhere around there, which is crazy. So just to give you a viewpoint of my experience level and the types of attorneys that I worked with, they were really skilled and talented and great. So I got all that experience, but then I decided to compare myself to sister who popped up shop on the internet. Why? Didn't make any sense. However, although I had the and this is for a lot of people who work in corporate. How many of you have worked at top companies, managed millions of dollars in capital for these companies, had direct reports, your team had a team, you were at the top of your game, and then you become an entrepreneur and you're like, oh, but I'm new to this, right? Oh, I'm new to this. I should just charge like I'm new. And I think that one of the issues that I faced was the insecurity of, well, yeah, of course I did all that. But it was all behind the Kirkland & Ellis name. If I go out on my own, I'm not as known. So maybe I should charge less. So I didn't do value-based pricing. Let me tell you what kind of pricing I was doing. and what kind of pricing you cannot do if you want to scale. I was doing comparative pricing, and not comparative pricing based on data or based on what the clients would pay for equal or similar experience. No, I was doing comparative pricing, meaning I'm comparing myself to other people without the same experience level. And right, I was comparing myself to their marketing, not their actual experience. So they had pretty flyers and pretty websites and pretty Instagram posts. That ain't got nothing to do with law. I was literally just talking to my girlfriend about this. I was like, look, I know you love marketing, but there are some professions where their marketing can be really bad and they can be really good. Like, I don't need my cardiologist to be a marketer, okay? I need them to be really good at heart surgery, really good at making sure my heart is healthy. I do not care if they have a phone. Does that make sense, right? So it's similar with law, like, oh, she has really good ads. It's like, yeah, that has nothing to do with whether or not this lady is actually a competent attorney. She's really popular. Great. Maybe if she teaches a popularity class, you should work with her. You need to look at people's experience. I don't even bar. There's so many lawyers on the internet. I don't even bar. Like, come on, man. But comparative pricing will get you. And it gets us in all fields. Do you hear me? So whether you're an accountant, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a coach, whether you're a consultant, you've worked with some of the largest consulting firms in the world. You come online and you price like Susan, pop-up shop in her closet, like she was trained by this YouTuber in her shoe closet, and now you want to price like her because she has pretty marketing. No, you look at people's experience. Now, here's the truth that took me a long time to learn. This is number 5. Because number 5 actually is about marketing. You do have to elevate your marketing as you make money. But what matters the most is you sharing your expertise. I don't have, like even now, y'all see how janky this video is. Everything isn't going to be polished and print and prime, but there are some of you that are just listening to this video, even though the audio is out of whack, things are not perfect, you're listening for the information. If the information is good, people will listen. You will make more people listen with your audio intact, your video intact, your brand colors intact, you having on makeup, it being polished, of course. But from what I know, if you can get people to listen based on the value that you're providing, you can make money. So number 5 is you're going to elevate your marketing. And for us, we started off with an element of that, which is branding. And what we did was we changed our brand colors. Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. So I talked a lot about the law firm today. Speaking Ready Cash started because people were coming to me at Mobile General Counsel to draft speaking and consulting and licensing contracts for them. They didn't know what licensing was, but speaking and consulting contracts for like $5,000. And to write a contract cost me like $3,800. So I was going to charge them $3,800 to draft a contract for $5,000. Didn't seem right. So I was like, well, why don't I just renegotiate this for you? No promises, but let me try. And I started making them additional money. But I wasn't charging them for the renegotiation. I wasn't charging them a percentage of additional fees earned. I wasn't charging them for that. So what I had to do was start a separate advisory, which is Speak Your Way to Cash, which helps with creating your offer, which helps with all of that fun stuff, okay? So that is why we have 2 companies, Mobile General Counsel and Speak Your Way to Cash. Speak Your Way to Cash is the company that's hosting the Expert Olympics. It's the company that's doing like all the stuff that you all see day to day is Speak Your Way to Cash. Mobile General Counsel is a law firm that I own, and they handle all of the legal work for Speak Your Way to Cash and a select few clients, okay? In Speak Your Way to Cash, I had to elevate my marketing and branding. First step, I had to make sure that my colors, my brand colors, were actually aligned with who I wanted to target, which is not just women. It was also men. So we had to have neutral brand colors. So we had to elevate our marketing. Now 6, I haven't talked about this explicitly, we had to elevate our team. We had to make sure that we had a team. We had to make sure that we had a team that was going to support our vision, which meant I had to hire more people. Hey, Christelle, where's Daddy? I've been texting him.
Wait, are you on your walker?
Yeah.
But
You look so cute.
where are you on that?
This is in China. It's like my little treadmill. Dad, I asked Daddy to fix my microphone. He didn't answer me.
He's upstairs.
Are you about to go to school?
Yeah, but my uniform.
What happened? I froze it. It's in the freezer. You need me to come up?
My uniform went off. Daddy opened it and he's washing it.
Oh, okay. He's watching.
He's
Okay.
not watching.
All right. I'll be up in 5 minutes. I'll finish this last video. Then I'll come back.
Guess what? It doesn't have food.
It does. Tell Daddy it's in the freezer. Tell Daddy I took out the unicorn and it's in the freezer. It does have a freezer pack. Go tell Daddy. It's in the freezer. I put it in there last
I
night.
think the Dr. Seuss books here. But I think one of the box, there's a white one I think. I don't think it is because it's really
Okay.
and big.
All right. Mommy is live right now. I'm doing a live video. Can I finish my live video?
And then you'll check if the brown one is it.
Yeah, of course.
But the brown one is not yours.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tell your dad I did text him multiple times.
Good morning.
Good morning, baby girl. Mwah. I love you.
Bye.
Bye, love. Okay, so 6 is you gotta change up your teeth, right? And so what that looks like is you're gonna do a time audit. In your time audit, y'all, I'm gonna have childcare so don't worry. In your time audit, you're going to write down for 5 days everything you do from top to bottom. And you're going to figure out what is the role or the job title of the person who can do that. And then you're going to look up what it costs to have your dream team. After you look up what it costs to have your dream team, you're going to set your budget, your goals, based on that expense. Based or in that investment rather, based on what that costs. Does that make sense? You gotta up-level your team, or else you're not gonna be able to get it done. 7, the biggest thing that helped us practically to get to $1 million, we launched more based on our goals. So if in the middle of the month we hadn't hit our revenue goal, we figured out, okay, what am I gonna do to hit this goal this month? And that really helped. I think that, we launched, the first year we did $1 million, we launched 1 to 3 times per month. And it was a grind, I'm not gonna lie. It was a straight up grind. But we launched into things that gave us some recurring revenue, which was very helpful. So every month we were getting more and more recurring revenue. So that each month we didn't start from zero. Even now, each month we don't start from zero, which is a blessing. So that's what I would say for that. So number 7 would definitely be launching, like making sure that you are doing a dedicated event to get you clients every single month. It could be whatever it is. Also, when you're launching, make sure you're not setting up yourself. Like make sure you're not launching assuming that you have a large audience when you actually have a small audience. So what do I mean by that? I shouldn't be launching no $67 a month program. Unless you have millions, like I have a client, she has millions of followers on TikTok. She can launch a $2 a month program if she wants to. Like, and not only does she have 1 million followers, but they're actually millions of people in her community, meaning she can ask them to do something and they will do it. So she's getting thousands of people registered for her launches organically without $0, without any money in ads. Wouldn't you like to learn about that? Guess what? Her name is Shaquille Wilson. She's off the chain. I've asked her to do a session called TikTok Your Way to Cash. She's going to be teaching for the first time publicly her conversion content strategies that have helped her to generate millions of dollars in revenue. She made her first million the first year after she joined our mastermind. Then she went on to have $1 million quarter. We're working on $1 million day. She's going to do it. She's going to do it, and very soon. It may be this year. So we're working on her first $1 million launch. I think she could do a $1 million cash launch. I think she could definitely do it. It'll be virtual. And she's incredible. So she's going to be coming to speak at the Expert Olympics as well. I need you to understand paid marketing strategies, which helps us to scale. So me and one of my friends, Tommy, will be talking about that. He's incredible. He's going to be talking about paid marketing. He's going to be talking about how to launch using paid ads, what you need to know. We're literally going to give you guys a step-by-step playbook into how to set up your first ad. It's in your workbook. I just reviewed the workbook yesterday. It's in there. This event is unlike anything I've ever done. It is the best event I've ever put on in my life, period. And it has to be. It's the last one. It's the last one, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% of the way sure. This will be our last Speak Your Way to Cash Live. So, yeah, number 7 is launching. So let's recap. Number one, you have to decide you're gonna make 7 figures. 2, you have to change your surroundings. 3, you have to raise your standard. 4, you need to change your prices. 5, you need to up-level your marketing. 6, you need to up-level your team. 7, you need to launch. Now, I'm sure there are some other shifts that we made that really helped, but this is a bonus one. I'm just gonna give everyone who's married. If you're married, comment married. I'm gonna give you guys this. Make sure your relationship is good. Like, make sure if you're married, you have a plan to keep your relationship good. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like, are y'all doing date nights twice a week? We do date nights twice a week, Thursday and Friday. Because I know at least one of those date nights I'm gonna mess up and talk about work. That way we have a redo already planned. So that's our plan. We have a relationship coach. We haven't talked to her in a while, but she's really good. I pre-booked like 7 or 8 sessions with her. And I'll probably book some more sessions with her as soon as we finish up these. And we just meet with her, and it's really just about our relationship. How do we improve our communication during tense times? Checking in. How do we get through challenges? How do we fight fair? Like, she's really good. Like, I like her. So she's excellent. And it's not about, oh, we're about to break up because we have to get this. No. Every area of my life should be optimal. My health should be optimal. That's why y'all see me on these treadmills, working out, losing all this weight. My relationship with my daughter should be optimal. You saw her come in and just interrupt. She knows. It don't matter what Mama's doing. Just come on in. I'll let you know. And my relationship with God, I was in my prayer room earlier today. Even when we bought this house, I wanted to have a dedicated space to pray. That was important to me. That was a good standard I wanted to hold. So every area of your life, you should get, in the same way I get coaching with business, I get coaching with every area of my life. I'm investing money, time, and energy in making every area better. For me as a mom, I knew I needed a nanny, not just a nanny, I knew Christelle needed a tutor. Not just a tutor, I knew I needed a house cleaner. There's 2 teams that I have. I have my home team. We got some open roles there. My home team is like and I guess my driver is also my business team. But my home team includes driver, nanny, tutor, cleaner, tailor, stylist. And there's some, like, we don't have a house manager as of yet. We have like gardener, landscaper, all that stuff. There's probably some other people I'm forgetting. Car detailing, drive-up car detailing service. That'd be like home team stuff. Then you have your actual team. One day, if you all want, let me know if you want this, I can do a video on our org chart, how we organize it. It's not as if this is how you should organize it. It's just this is what we have right now. Okay, and I have my dream team. My dream team is like, if I had my way and I was the founder of the business and I did not have to work as the CEO, the director of marketing, and the director of sales, who would we have working here? I have that as a vision as well. We just hired a new operations director, so she should be starting soon, prayerfully. And yeah, that's it, y'all. That's what I got for you today. Hopefully this was valuable. You got something out of it. I really do want you all to win. I want you all to grow. Be on the lookout. We're going to do some really cool events coming up even before the event. I want you to be there. If you are coming to the event, I sent you a red envelope in the mail. If you did not get it, it means we do not have your address on file, or you don't have the right address on file. But we sent out about 400 of them. Some of you, there's about 85 of you who have your tickets already, if not more, that we just did not have a legible address for you. So you may not have gotten it, so we may send it in the mail after everyone gets it in the mail. If you get it in the mail though, you get your welcome letter from me in the mail. I want you to take a picture with it and tag me on social. I'm so excited to have you. And if you're coming to the event, we emailed you a link to a private Instagram channel chat with me pre-event, where I'm giving y'all game, pre-reading lists, motivation. We're doing a health challenge. It's so cool. So make sure you read your email. Safe List, Speak Your Way to Cash. Safe List hello at ashleynicolekirkwood.com. Safe List Ashley at ashleynicolekirkwood.com. Make sure you are, just getting your emails. The emails normally they come from my team, you guys. So if you want like customer support, email hello at speakyourwaytocash.com. You need to be at this event. You know who you are. You want to scale your business, you're an expert, you want to land large clients, you want to learn about licensing, you want to get coached in person for 3 days, you want to meet new business besties, change your surroundings, change your life, you want to come to our gospel concert. We're doing the end of day 3 You want to hear all these incredible speakers we're bringing out. We're starting this thing off with an Olympic medalist. Sanya Richards-Ross is speaking. Cannot wait. I'm interviewing her about how to outwin, outlast, and outwork your competition, what it looks like to be mentally tough and get the gold. She is a 5-time world champion, 4-time gold champion, and I may have snubbed her on a championship somewhere. But she's a beast. She's the fastest woman in the world, broke records. I mean, she's incredible, okay? She's incredible, like walking in the footsteps of Wilma Rudolph. She's amazing. So I want to make sure that you all hear from her. We have a guy coming out, Andre Cruella, who's amazing. He spent 8 years on the Detroit Lions. Now he has his own speakers bureau. You hear me, helping other athletes land talks at schools across the country. It is incredible what he's been able to do. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited about the speakers we have coming out. Kara Lee is hitting the stage. She has helped, dozens of experts get on podcasts. She helped one of our clients get on 30 podcasts. She herself has been on various podcasts, and she's been crushing it on LinkedIn, landing a $25,000 contract from one LinkedIn post. She can literally tie her organic LinkedIn marketing to a $25,000 contract. That's incredible. Danielle's going to be speaking. Danielle's an operations genius. She's literally helped 7- and 8-figure businesses to demystify and simplify their businesses so that they can scale with ease and not have to sacrifice their family in the process. Yolanda Churchwell speaking. You can see her episode on the podcast. Both Danielle and Yolanda's episodes are on the podcast already, which is incredible. Then we got LaTonya's going to be speaking, another operations beast. Like, we're talking about scaling your team, how to onboard them, when to hire. It's so good. And then I'm going to give you guys a 100+ page playbook where you can literally see what we talk about in handwritten form. Like, my husband's teaching a sales call session. He's beastie on the phone. Then we give you a sales outline of what to do in each part of the sales process. Like, the worksheets that you're going to get are worth the cost of the event. And you can use code Olympics until the end of this month and get 30% off. Incredible. So you need to get in the room. We're down to our last 25 tickets. By the time you see this, depending on when you watch it, those tickets may be gone. If you can no longer buy tickets on the website, you guys, that just means that they're already sold out. I can't do anything about that. We cannot add any more seats. This room just, unfortunately, is not big enough for the demand this year. We have never really sold out an event this early, but who am I to deny God's blessings? Like, I'm very excited. Anyone who does events knows that people buy tickets at the last minute. So, hey, this just ain't that, right? Our room block sold out 3 months before. We have 200 rooms at this hotel almost. It is off the chain what is happening. I cannot wait to walk in and see all of you. I think a part of me is still nervous, like, is everyone really going to show up? Am I really Milwaukee is going to be 500 people at this event? That's crazy cool. So I'm excited. We've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this since 2018, and Speak Your Way to Cash is my company that started as an event. Like, the only thing we offered, our first offer as a company was come to this event. Let me teach you everything you need to know about getting paid to speak, landing college contracts that morphed into me landing corporate contracts. And people are like, well, teach us how to land corporate contracts. That morphed into me landing licensing deals, landing licensing deals for clients. And people are like, well, how do you land licensing deals? So, it's grown organically for a while, and I'm excited. Because we didn't give up when it was hard, and we just kept pushing, and I'm really thrilled. So I would say to y'all, I'm literally giving it my all to make this event successful. If you watch this channel, if you get any iota of value, the best thing you could do for me is come to the event, or at minimum, buy someone else a ticket. If you're like, I can't make it, buy someone else a ticket. Send someone else. I recently went to my friend's event, shout out to Lamar, and I was going. I went to TSP, but then I also bought a ticket, because I spoke. You have to see my video on my page. Shameless plug. But I bought a ticket for a young guy who otherwise wouldn't have been able to go, and it was like incredible. And that's what I want y'all to do. Help me, y'all. Help me, okay? Help us sell out this event before the end of August. Do you know that when we sell out this event, I'm gonna say when we sell out this event before the end of August, here's what's gonna happen. Our team, for the first time ever, is gonna have 30 days, all of September, to only focus on making sure you have a good time. to only focus on making sure we deliver at the highest level possible, to only focus on it changing your life. And that's what we want to do. We have a really strong mission as a company to help experts to make sure their bank accounts match their expertise. And that's what we're going to do. And I want you to help me. So I am literally asking you, I normally don't ask, subscribe to my YouTube channel too. But like, I normally feel like I don't ask you all these types of things. And I think I have a real problem, maybe some other high achievers do too, but I have a real problem with like asking for help. I'm like, whatever, I'll just run an ad, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. But you all know the heart of this company. You all know how hard I go for you, how hard I go for my business, how hard I go for my family, how important it is to me to scale a company in integrity. I'm a licensed professional. I still have an active law license. I can't teach you strategies that could cost me what I worked for over a decade to become a lawyer. Many of you are licensed professionals. You can't learn from just anybody. You need to learn from someone who understands what it means to have a license, okay? You are not out here running around on the internet just saying whatever you want. You have to make sure the information that you get, you consume, you implement is information that will not get you in ethical or legal trouble. You need to be at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. You can make millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. What if you are literally supposed to be a billionaire, but you just don't know it yet? Like, what if you haven't been introduced to the version of you that can literally do anything? I was praying this morning, and I was like, okay, God, I want you to like bring every single person who's really ready to literally like remove the scales from their eyes, remove the doubt from their hearts, and operate in a high level of excellence and dominate their lane. We are literally teaching the thought leader, like one of our sessions is on thought leader dominance. Like, some of you guys have been okay to compete, but you are afraid to dominate. You've been doing it for a while. You've been getting people results. You got the degrees, the expertise, the experience to prove it. But it's almost like something is muting you from going to the next level in your business. We are taking the mute off. We are turning the volume up. We are teaching you to lead like a champion, and we're showing you that you can do all of that, dominate, lead like a champion, hire a team, and not give up your soul salvation, and not give up your values and your integrity, and not give up your marriage. There's a lie that you can't be a strong woman and have a strong marriage. That's a lie. I'm hard on my goals, I'm soft with my man. There's a way to do both. We have a marriage panel where you're gonna hear from 3 different generations. They may be in the same generation. At least 2 generations of married couples who've been able to build wealth sustainably. You're going to literally see generational wealth. Everyone talks about it, but my dad overcame the challenges of his past and of his family, of his upbringing, to ensure that I didn't have to be a first generation millionaire. I could be a second because of what he sacrificed. So him and my mom are going to talk about what that looked like to rewire their brains, rewire their neurology, to ensure that, yes, we love God, but we also understand work ethic. We also understood that God gave us the power to get wealth, meaning that we had to have work ethic to get it. That you could be saved and work. Like, then you're going to hear from our pastors Lee and Martika Jenkins, who literally built multiple businesses from the ground up. Martika is one of the top salespeople in Mary Kay. She was trained by Mary Kay Ash herself, and I think she's like the #4 rep in the world. She has so many pink Cadillacs. Like, what? Like, she's literally going to talk about how she did that. Then how they left their traditionally successful lives where they had made millions upon millions of dollars to come into ministry, and what it looks like to answer the call of God without giving up your birthright of abundance. Like, they're going to talk about that, and they're going to talk about how they keep their marriage good and how they raise kids who are successful, who still love them. I still hang out with my parents all the time. My mom works for us as a company. I go back home, I talk to my dad for hours. Like, I need to call him this week. Like, you're going to see what people say they desire in real life at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. You won't just see aspirational generational wealth. You'll actually see what it looks like when multiple generations have been able to get wealth because of the first generation that broke the curse. You're going to hear what he did. You're going to hear him speak, and you're going to read his book before the event. It's called From Foster to Favor. It's on Amazon. It's my dad's book. I actually hired a ghostwriter to write my dad's book because, unlike back in the day where we had people who could tell stories and stuff, we just don't have that anymore. Why is my husband answering the phone? All right, I gotta go. Come to the event, speakyourwaycashlive.com. All right, I want y'all to be there. Love y'all.